right. Hi, you guys. I'm just I thought maybe I'd just give it a little bit of time, but there's already like 4 or 5 of you that came in here, and I just don't want to waste your time because it is New Year's. So let's just go ahead and get to the point here. So I want to do this video about Lauren Pritchard. I want to just give you a little bit of background about like what's been continuing between she and I lately. I had done a video recently talking about, hi, Veronica Barrera, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, you guys. Hi, Anna, I'm sorry, I'm going to say your name, Anna Chirashi. Ann Chirashi. Welcome. I guess Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yeah, I just and look, I'm talking about Lauren on New Year. I mean, but in a way, okay, and you're here to listen, right? So like, what else? How's all the football games and everything? I missed all the activity on TV because I don't really have a television right now, and I just so anyway, just to give you a little bit of backstory about what's going on, a little bit between Lauren and I. I made some comments on Miles Johnston's last broadcast with Eva Moore Brockbrader, and Eva Moore is everybody. Not to say that I'm a fan of Sarah's, Rachel Adams at all. You guys know that. But a lot of people are kind of trashing her or blaming her for stuff. And granted, Sarah is guilty of doing some serious harm to others in terms of her threats and the cyberbullying that she does. That's clear, right? But I think that there's some people that she probably really isn't doing much to at this point. And I would guess that one of those people is probably Lauren Pritchard. Lauren Pritchard, if you watch any of her videos, she doesn't ever really say, oh, well, Sarah threatened me with this, and here's the graphic for it. Basically, she spends a lot of time accusing Sarah of not being in control of her own consciousness and that she has been taken over by AI intelligence. Happy New Year, Cellar Door. Happy New Year. Yay, we're at 2022. We all made it. Sometimes it feels like when we go through New Year's, it's kind of like going through a portal, right? It's like we're going into like a shift of a new beginning, and it'll be, the last couple of years I think have been difficult on everybody. We've all had a common experience with the pandemic and all of the things that are happening in the world. So God bless you guys, and I hope that you are all well and happy on this New Year's Day. I'm not really doing a camera thing today. I'm recording this. I'm sitting in my bed. It's like kind of like resting and enjoying the New Year, the shift, the change. So. And then after I do this broadcast, I think I'm going to go soak in the tub. Like I'm going to burn a candle and take a really nice hot bath and rejuvenate. But I saw this video recently. There's a couple things I want to bring up about Lauren right now. One is that, I did make a comment on the Miles Johnston thread. She, said something and basically was, agreeing with Eva Brockbrader about Sarah. And she says something like, I have your back. And I mentioned something in the thread. And I mirrored this on my last video about Lauren. And I said something like, well, she's only really doing that because she's like jumping onto the Sarah Rachel Adam algorithm. I think there's like a trend, when people, for example, what bothers me about when Lauren does the whole Sarah Rachel Adams AI thing is that it takes away the legitimacy of the people who really suffered by her threats. when you take it out of, whether you want to believe it or not, like I'm not here to have an argument about whether or not where AI intelligence is with people, and if somebody's already been hijacked by AI. That's not my argument right here. And I don't think that even if you were to have the argument right now, I don't think that there's enough evidence to really have a factual debate about it. But when you go in that arena and you're doing something that you really can't prove, like saying, well, she's a cyborg, then it makes everybody else who is talking about Sarah negatively, about the real things that she does, especially women. Now, I think like when Steve Cambion does a show or whatever, it sort of takes it into another realm. But when it's another woman like Holly Baglio or myself, or, I don't know, whatever woman might be out there who is saying Sarah's doing blank, blank, blank to me, it makes it look like it's a cat fight, or it makes it look like all the women are crazy. All the women are lunatics. And if you have a person like Lauren who is spouting something where she's not really showing, like a real reason to go after Sarah, a real threat to her or to somebody else, then she's making it go out into la la land. And there's some other things that I find frankly disturbing about Lauren. And you're going to see some of these things captured in this particular video. I'm actually mirroring today. And then again, this is fair use. This is a transformative work, and we are educating the public and critiquing this video we are sharing. Okay, so we're just doing this for basically educational purposes. It's just basically for us as a community to look and interpret what is going on with her. A lot of people, when I mention Lauren Pritchard, they go, "Oh yeah, she's crazy. She's a nut job." So she has this nutty persona. And again, this particular video was uploaded by Codependent. I'm not really a fan of his per se, but I want to give a shout out to him. I will put the link of his video in the description. So if you do want to subscribe to his channel, please do. But there's some things that he's captured in this video that I find interesting about her. Now, another thing I want to bring up about the thread and the discussion that I had on Miles Johnston's channel in the comments, right? There was obviously I did a discussion with her in a debate about Bill Brockbrader, even though she has the, what's one of her channels? Child Rescue Worldwide is her backup channel. Hi, Charles. Happy New Year. Okay. Since you're demanding that I have a Happy New Year, I'm definitely gonna have one. By the way, you guys, Charles has a channel too, so please do take a look at his channel and subscribe, because I think his videos are very entertaining. So you have Lauren and I got into this debate, and one thing that there was a person that shared a video of Lauren Pritchard on the Basis Project comment section on his last video interview with of Eva Brockbrader. And I did click on the video and I did watch it. And the person who shared it said something like, "Oh, Miles, if you really want to hear, Sarah being trashed, and, Max should look at this too. Max Spears should look at this too." And I'm thinking, okay, Max Spears isn't alive. Although, even though Eva Brockbrader alluded to the fact that he might still be alive on Miles Johnston's channel, right? So I looked at the video, and there's a section of the video. She's actually doing an interview with somebody else, and she has. I'm not gonna mirror that particular video, but it is. She has uploaded it on her YouTube channel, Lauren, and it's an interview with another guy. It's another guy's, she's on somebody else's show, but she's also uploaded it to her channel, or she filmed herself while she was like doing the interview with him. And there's a section where she makes a few comments about Michael Aquino in it. And how, she doesn't really have enough evidence that Michael Aquino was really a bad guy or an evil person or anything like this. And granted, the Michael Aquino argument is out there too, right? I mean, even though the Presidio Elementary School, the Presidio daycare scandal happened in San Francisco, right? And there was, again, there was this occultism surrounding the abuse of the children. And there was a trial. Fact of the matter is Michael Aquino was found innocent in it. Same thing that happened with the McMartin preschool. He has been interviewed by Miles Johnston 3 times after Max Spear's death. He has been interviewed by Sean Stone. And there are some people that are saying that he's dead, as well. So there's this big shroud around Michael Aquino. But, we do know that Michael Aquino was involved with Anton LaVey and the Church of Satan until he broke off into the Temple of Set. So if anyone wants to have an argument and say, well, if Michael Aquino wasn't involved with the occult, or if he's not involved with any Satanism, I mean, hell, he was on Oprah talking about being a Satanist back then, or on Geraldo Rivera when he did his show about Satanists. So you're talking about somebody who has a history of being associated with this, but yet when she's on this other interview, she acts like, oh yeah, I don't really see any evidence to really see that he has any type of, Satanism going on or anything like that. And so I found that to be interesting. And then she also said a few things where she alluded that Max Spears had like homosexual tendencies or gay tendencies, or referenced him to being like, like a soy boy. She didn't say those words specifically, but she was talking about Max Spears in that kind of text. And I go, well, this is kind of odd. And it's not, it really, I think that, when you're talking about people who are already dead, and then you talk about them in an unfavorable fashion, it's really kind of sad because, the person's not here to really defend themselves or to say, hey man, I'm not gay, Okay, so Charles is making comments. It's settled then. You're getting a good New Year. Thanks, Terry. I've been quiet a couple months. Yeah, you have been quiet. Charles, very, very difficult, this one. It needs discretion. Some of it is real, but there's also a lot of LARPers and pretending they are abused, but they were not. I agree with you. And why is that? Like, why are all these LARPers out there, or these people that are posing or playing parts? She's fragmented. One moment she's saying she's a Christian, one moment she's, doing Bible prophecy, at some point her YouTube channel will be Lauren Pritchard Space Mama, and then it'll be, changed to Jesus News. She goes from channeling messages and doing astrology to talking about the rapture. So she's basically playing a Christian stereotype, and the stereotype that isn't the attractive one. It's not right. That's what I think. And then she's, doing footage where she's at the border, acting like she's rescuing children at the border of Texas. But at the same time, that is like poking a hornet's nest, because in the United States, there's a lot of things surrounding the border that the left and the right are arguing about. And, personally, I think, like, for example, with the Ghislaine Maxwell trial and Jeffrey Epstein, that's a legitimate case now that people are being woken up about. Like they are realizing that there's something going on. Very interesting that we didn't get to watch it, that they didn't put any cameras in that room. Well, it's probably because maybe there's names and things that need to be protected from the public for some reason. So you can make what you will out of that. But you have like when the when 2016 happened, or when the WikiLeaks happened, the Podesta drop, all these things. If you'll notice, a lot of people in this media will go back and reference that. For example, even Eva Moore said Podestas, like she's accusing James Rink and Sarah Rachel Adams working with the Podestas. I seriously doubt that. But if they string it along into a conspiracy, then it keeps them in line with the Buanon thing. Bingo. Laura always struck me as someone pretending to be a crazy for views. Nothing she says can be commonly found out by anyone. This is very true. And that's how I feel, Charles. I feel like when I first looked at her, I go, oh, what is this, some sort of crisis actor? Is this like a put on? And even if you look at her, okay, I know that I'm probably sound like a conspiracy theory, but if you look at her, she's attractive. She's charismatic. As crazy as she is, it's almost like you want, even though she's annoying, you still watch her. You want to watch her because it's kind of like watching a train wreck, and then internet addiction has much to do with it. Yeah, she impulsively, and look, I've been guilty of doing this too, and I'm trying to refrain from it. She impulsively does videos and does where she's reactive about something or a situation. But the thing that really stood out to me in this particular video, and I think you guys are going to enjoy this, the thing that really particularly stuck out to me in this video was her reference to the character Harlequin, which comes out of the Batman stuff and the Joker, right? And these characters like the Joker, for example, we've had violent shootings, where people dressed up like the Joker, like what happened with Colorado. And I'm wondering if people that do that aren't triggered. Either, maybe they were MK Ultra mind control and that movie's been used for that, or, it brings a certain type of consciousness to people where they have this, it's not vigilante, but this anarchist, this, what's the word? A nihilist type of philosophy behind these characters where, they think it's okay to kill people out of their own vigilante reasoning. Like, I'm a bad guy for some sort of good kind of thing. And that's very psychological. It's very twisted. I was watching this one video recently about this person that was a murderer that was pathological and actually dismembered a woman that, like, she was in a love triangle and her boyfriend liked both women, and so she killed the other woman and dismembered it like Dexter. Like, she watched episodes of Dexter and got the information and the idea and emulated him. And I think that there's a problem with these kind of shows because it makes us because let's face it, Dexter is the protagonist in the story, not the antagonist. So while you're watching it, you're actually rooting and sympathizing with the killer, with the serial killer. And so I just thought it was kind of wacky that she's dropping these kind of comments. Another thing you're going to see her talk about in this video is where she starts to discuss she went after a brewery. I think it's called Blue Owl Brewery, and she criticized them of practicing witchcraft. Now, one more thing before I start the video. In my discussion with her on Miles Johnston, it's really weird too. She decided to be really confrontational with me on Christmas Eve, right? And I made a lot of different comments, you know, and I talked to a lot of different people about her, really, or about even more in the comment sections. And she did not decide to reply until New Year's Eve, yesterday, again. And I came back at her and I said, why are you like soft on, you know, Michael Aquino and, you know, calling, you know, Max gay, basically. And then she made some comment like, you know, if God were one of us on the bus, you know, that song, like, if God were one of us, you know, that just trying to find their way home. Remember that song, right? I think it was like in the 90s. And then she went LOL. And I said, well, you know what? If you think you are God, like, or I am God, which is basically a Freemason, right, philosophy, or, you know, like I'm an ascension, I'm a part of God, I am God, you know, that's kind of really a Luciferian way of thinking. I'm just going to be blank with you. I mean, like in Christian philosophy, which she's saying that she is, if you're a Christian, God is God and you are not God. I mean, yes, we're in the image of God, but you're not really, like, you're not ascending into a God, like what they thought happened to George Washington. And I paraphrased a comment, like a sentence saying that basically. And she came back with me and she told me that she believed that Lucifer was a perfect angel. Lucifer is a perfect angel. Like, she's like defending Lucifer, even though she is running around saying that she's a Christian. And hi, Jeff. I really find that to be, you know, a conflict of interest. And again, you know, a lot of people say, oh, well, you know, she's crazy. She's crazy. And you know what? Maybe she is crazy. You know, I can't really, you know, she looks crazy when I'm gonna play for you, right? But like Charles was saying, you know, is she a provocateur? You know, is like what? Anyway, so Charles, yeah, there is another one claiming to be a lawyer for abuse victims. Real lawyers work on cases night and day. They don't have time to spend 24 hours a day on the internet on discussion streams. Very true. Jeff, I have that same photo of Lauren. The only difference is that she's wearing a straight jacket in my photo. Well, you know, she said, like, she's gonna go. She's gonna talk about it. You think I'm crazy? You think I'm crazy? Okay, so let's get the show on the road here and play it.
Character of Harlequin. I will show you loco. I will show you crazy. I will show you maniac. I will show you sick bitch. I will show you psychopath. Blue Owl Brewing, where do you stand? Where do you stand in all of this? Blue Owl Brewing in Austin, Texas. Their marketing is geared to the younger population. They have been trying to entrap the younger population into the beer industrial complex. Where do you stand? You people have had artwork that is symbolic of I do as I can. That is communistic. That is characteristic of the real drone. Where do you stand?
So is she intoxicated? I mean, you know, she's gonna appear somewhat intoxicated, or that she's drunk or she's high in something. And the title of this video is Pills, Booze, and Turkey Sandwiches. I love it, because after I watched it, I was like, I need to have a turkey sandwich. I want a turkey sandwich.
Blue Owl Brewing. You have all this artwork. The owls are not what they seem. The owls are not what they seem. Where do you stand? We do not want you in the kingdom of hell. We do not want you in the AI virtual reality of hell. We do not want you there, but we ask, Blue Owl Brewing, where do you stand?
Local maniac, sick bitch, psychopath, I will show you. I will show you in ways that you could have never fucking imagined. Because you do not understand the power of God.
They try to
Right.
attract
Okay,
the
and who is
youngest.
she talking to? Psycho bitch. You don't understand the power of God. The fact that she blatantly brings God into it all the time is that's the most disturbing part for me. I don't
population by creating beers that are like juice. Who gives a fuck what your beers are made out of? Blue Owl Brewing, who cares what your beers are made out of? They're all a part of the beer industrial complex. This is all a part of the beer industrial complex. Where do you stand? You know what you have done. So where do you stand? We know. We have seen your artwork. We have seen the atrocities of child trafficking and of chimera creating. So where do you stand? Because the hour is late and none of us want you to be in hell. None of us want you to be in hell. None of us want you to be in hell. So repent. Where do you stand, Blue Owl Brewing? You have seen the spirit of love. You have tried to come between the spirit of love. You have tried to create chimeras with the owl, and nobody cares. The truth of the matter is,
okay, so it's kind of weird. Okay, so the Blue Owl Brewing Company, she is accusing them of creating chimeras with owls. And this is a local business. I'm assuming in her neighborhood. Did she work there? I mean, like what? Like anyway.
nobody cares.
You do it and repent now, because I don't know why. Maybe the previous videos could tell you why. And I don't want to go to that level, because we do love you and we want you back to where you belong.
Blue Owl Brewing, what the fuck do you think you've been doing? Oh, wee beastie, wee beastie, wee beastie. That is a beer that they created because they were trying to create an email compilation. Speaking of,
Okay, so I guess they have a beer named Wee Beastie or Beastie, but there are a lot of products out there that have, devil in the name and this and that. That's a common thing. I don't know. Does that mean that they're actually occultists when they have those kind of drinks, or are they just people that pick those things because because they don't really know. They don't really think that the devil's real. It's just kind of kitschy, maybe.
about William Christopher Booth.
Why don't you be like Skull Mechanics? They said they would not go along with your fuckery. Hey, Austin Beer Works. Hey, Justin King Brewery. Jester King. Blah. Can't even remember because you're so pathetic. Jeffrey. Hey, Jeffrey. Why? Hey, Jeffrey. Hey, Jeffrey.
Is she on medication? Like, is she on medication right now?
It's okay. I'm not mad at you. Nobody's mad at you.
Like, somebody shouldn't be allowed to have a cell phone. Some people, I don't think, should be allowed to have a cell phone.
In fact, I miss you, brother. I miss you, brother, because Jeffrey Stuffings of Jester King Brewery, he was our cousin back in the day. Yes, he was. Nobody's mad at you, Jeffrey. Nobody's mad at you, Jeffrey. Nobody's mad at you, Jeffrey. I do not know what it was for, and I do not care. I don't care.
Oh, she's so crazy. Oh, she's so crazy. Lock her up. You motherfuckers have been trying to get me locked up every chance you got. I called out my own mother as being a fucking narcissist. My brother's girlfriend as being a fucking narcissist. You know, all those cunts did? All they did was they were like, can we get her locked up into a mental institution? You fucking wish whores. You fucking whores of Babylon. I hope you repent. I love.
I'm sure her family loves this, right? I mean, you know, I can't imagine saying this kind of stuff about my mom on YouTube. You know, it's just like the one thing that Lauren does not correctly exercise is like protecting people's privacy that aren't YouTube personalities. Like, I can legally like talk about Lauren because she has a YouTube channel. She's a YouTube content provider, so she's allowed herself to be a public personality. That's the legality of it. But when she's talking about her mom or her brother or whatever, these are private individuals. And I'll say something else that she did in this last video that I was, you know, having a debate with her about, is that she also talks about James Casbolt's son, and she says some very derogative things about the child. And I think that if you're a person who is out there to protect children and you're rescuing children, to be selective and put down, you know, her twin flames, you know, legitimate child that he had with Haley Myers, it's awful to talk about a child like that publicly on a YouTube channel. And so, you know, I find it to be highly offensive and to lack extreme integrity as a YouTube content provider, as well as just, you don't do that in a public forum over a child.
Love my mother. Don't get me wrong. I love my mother. Don't get me wrong. I love my mother. I love her very much. I think she is a good person, but I think she is fucked up on some bullshit that she needs to get over.
I mean, it's like, you know, she calls everybody else a narcissist, but maybe it's her that's the narcissist, right?
And I love my mother. Yes, I do. I do.
Hey, Jeffrey, why don't you try that? Hey, Austin Beer Works, why don't you try that? God, hey, Austin Beer Works, God blew up your fucking crops in California. Why don't you try something different? And these motherfuckers wanted to say it's my fault. No, honey. No, honey. It was never my fault. It was not my fault. You know that karma is a bitch. And you know that I love you and I don't care. We love you and we don't care. So why don't you become like Skull Mechanics?
It could be like just some fucking weirdo. This has never happened before. My neighborhood is not really bad. I live in a gated community, so this has never happened before. But you know how Satan controls all his drones. So somebody was just violently knocking on the door, as if they were coming from, you're coming from my arrest. You're coming for my arrest.
Warrant out for her arrest for not wearing a mask on a bus. Apparently she didn't appear in court for it. And there was something that Jay Cool says something about, let me find him. Jay Cool. Okay. I just saw this. Her ex-fiance worked there, if I recall correctly. So she's actually like trashing the bar that her ex-fiance worked at. Wow. That's odd. A gated mental community. I'm 10 minutes behind so many comments that I might make would make no sense. So I'll just be listening. Okay. All right.
You owe us $40. I don't have $40. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have $40. Do you guys really arrest people in the middle of the night? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I don't care. Don't ever care. Don't ever raise your heart rate because Satan controls people. If they are not saved by God, they can be manipulated to knock on your door. Oh, I'm just gonna knock on her door. Like I'm gonna be kidnapped if she doesn't answer. And I'm sleeping. And I'm like, what the fuck?
At least her eyeliner is really good, though, still. Like, she's really good at applying her eyeliner. I think it looks good. But, you know, what if, like, I mean, she's assuming that the person knocking on her door is actually there to arrest her, you know, or that it's about her. Maybe the person was, like, just was at the wrong door, you know, and maybe it wasn't about her.
There is a warrant out for my arrest for not wearing a mask on a bus. There is a warrant out for my arrest because she didn't wear a mask on the bus.
Okay, and think about this for a second. Like she's proud of the fact that she's not wearing a mask on the bus, and you know, but there's a stereotypical attitude that is being projected on people that are conservatives or right wing, are the ones who, you know, or Christians don't want to wear a mask. You know, it's many Christians don't want to get the jab. You know, so she's playing this nutty version of that. And there will be people on the left or just people in general that would go, hey, everybody, that's the attitude. This is the kind of person that follows Trump. This is the kind of person who's like running around, you know, hunting for children because they want to tell us that none of that even exists. Like, this is the way of a person like Lauren makes it less convincing that anything like that would even be truthful or honest, that it's all satanic panic. It's all craziness. And so she plays that part, whether you say she's legitimately crazy or she's an actress or whatever. She is exhibiting a very negative version of what somebody who has questions about things, right?
Show up for court. They didn't allow me to show up for quote unquote court. There's a warrant out for your arrest. And I'm like, do they really fucking arrest people at 3 a.m? So I'm waking up like, do they really arrest?
When you look at it, when like I said, when a person like this is doing, you know, stuff about Sarah, like, she doesn't look like a credible source. Like, yeah, is this the person too? Also, is this the kind of person that also criticizes Sarah? And this channel, like Cody Pendit, you know, he's done videos with Sarah mocking her. So there's that activity going on too, and that's the only way it seems that Sarah responds, is to do a public shaming of her. I don't know. Has Sarah like threatened to sue her or anything like that? Or has Sarah like accused her of like, you know, like wanting to rape her like she did with me? You know, is she getting cyberbullied on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that from Sarah? Is anything that happening? Probably not, because I think this is just a big dog and pony show for us. That's my take on it. Like, it's a big dog and pony show. Like, somebody could be an actress playing a part like Lauren Pritchard. And by the way, there's a famous person named Lauren Pritchard that's a singer. And I find it interesting that maybe it doesn't mean anything at all, but Miles Johnston, there's also a famous artist named Miles Johnston. So when you Google their names, the famous person comes up before they do.
That's people at 3 a.m. Okay. But then I turned on the live stream and I was like, did these lizards find a... Oh, they found a way. They found a way to kidnap me. And some people might think it's crazy. Some people might think that this is all just like so crazy.
Some people.
Dude, you have no idea.
How about like most people?
Well, and you wouldn't need to know. You wouldn't need to know. The truth is, if you found those previous 2 videos crazy, is between the Saints.
She also plucks her eyebrows really well. You know, I mean, okay, for a crazy person, she's well maintained. Like her fingernails are done. Her hair, her hair is she's a blush, and that's expensive. The different colors in it, the highlights and stuff like that. I think she might be a hairdresser.
Serpents and the Saints. You wouldn't need to know. So maybe you would look at that video and maybe you would say, oh, that's crazy. She's lost her mind. No, I will never lose my mind. I will never lose my mind.
You know, really, in a way, it's like, okay, but when you have a false pregnancy by aliens and then your baby disappears, you know, yeah, you know, like it's not the first thing somebody's going to think is like, wow, that person's really off. That's not possible. I mean, is there anybody else on YouTube like showing a pregnant stomach and saying that they were impregnated? And then, you know, oh, the baby's gone. You know, like in a way, it's almost like when you watch those like true crime shows, it's like I can see it. Like, you know, she thought he was pregnant. She was actually really pregnant. And then, you know, all of a sudden her pregnant belly was gone and there was no baby, but there was a baby, but she buried it in the backyard. You know, it's like, it's just weird.
Door at 3 a.m, I will fuck you up. You want to violently knock on my door at 3 a.m, I will fuck you up. You could be like, oh, well, we're going to fuck you up because we're going to violently knock on your door at 3 a.m. You want to violently knock on my door at 3 a.m, I will fuck you up. These people just violently knocked on my door at 3 a.m. What the fuck is going on around here? Violently knocking on my door. Do you think that my heart rate will go up? No, it won't. Do you think that my heart rate will go up? No, it won't. Do you think that my heart rate will go up? It won't go up. I don't care. You want to violently knock on my door at 3 a.m, you fucking lizards? Do you think that you could come and kidnap me at 3 a.m, you fucking lizards? My heart rate will not go up. Make a copy of this video, because that's what they just did. This is not peace. This is war. This is not peace. This is war. This is not peace.
Psychopath. You wanted to call me crazy all these years. Oh, I will show you crazy. I will show you crazy all these years. I will show you crazy. Well, I don't recommend and I don't condemn the spirit of Harlequin. I will show you loco, maniac, sick bitch, psychopath. I will show you that. You thought that you could just call me crazy on the internet? You have something else coming for you. You have no idea. You have no idea, and that's why you said what you said. You have no idea.
Okay, and think about it. You know, again, she mentioned Harlequin. Whoever she's talking to, she's calling them a bitch. She's threatening to come after them. You have no idea when I'm going to go to you. Okay, so the character Harlequin is a psychopath. The Harlequin is a killer. I just, for her to take on that persona is I would say it's rather disturbing.
Loco, maniac, sick bitch, psychopath. I've already seen it. I've already seen it in ways that could never, ever, ever, glory to God, could never be traced back to me. I've already seen it, baby. I've already
Glory to God can never be traced back to me. Okay.
seen it, baby, in ways that could never be traced back to me, because that is the glory of God. I've already shown you. Locomaniac, sick bitch, psychopath. I've already shown you. And it could never, ever, ever have been traced back to me. Paint her as crazy. Harley Quinn is crazy. Harley Quinn, she's so crazy. I will fuck you up. Dude, I have done nothing but fuck you up. And it is evident. And it is real. And it is kind of funny. The Joker, it is kind of funny.
Yeah, and again, think about when she's mentioning the Joker. So right away, the first actor that died because he played him. I mean, first it was Jack Nicholson that did it, and then it was I'm talking about, blonde guy, Aussie guy, right? He played the Joker, and then he died, and then he got the award posthumously. So. And for him, like, he even said in one of his interviews that he really had a hard time playing that part because it was so evil. Like, he tapped into such an evil essence. So, yeah. Heath Ledger. That's
the
who it
serpent
is.
Consciousness. It is kind of funny.
Heath Ledger.
Austin Beer Works. Oh, we're just like that.
I love this one. Here's the turkey sandwich stuff. Like, is this in the middle of the night? And then why does she still have eyeliner on?
Violent knocking at my door at 3 a.m. Violent knocking at my door. I do not know what it was for, and I do not care. Do I give a motherfuck? I don't give a shit. I have no idea what the fuck just happened. I do not care. I do not care. Come lock me up, bitch. Oh, she's crazy. She's losing it. Oh, she's crazy. She's losing it. That's because you don't understand the war between the serpents and the saints. You don't understand the war between the serpents and the saints. I guess somebody,
like, spouting off like threats at whomever she's talking to and making nonsensical conversations about things, that she's going to assume that she's one of the saints and not the serpents, right? Like, no matter what happens, Lauren is next to God and everybody else isn't. And so we, like, even if you look at the Bible, read the Bible and everything, like, we as man are not supposed to exalt ourselves and be the judge and the persecutor of people. I mean, yeah, we have the court systems. We have a way of, like, keeping peace in society, protecting people in society from crazy people, right? But we're not supposed to be the ones who exalt ourselves to that kind of level. But she has definitely put herself on a pedestal.
Tell you what, those serpents better not touch a hair on the saint's head. If they do, I will fuck you up.
I mean, the worst part is like, I don't know if you guys watch American Horror Story. I watched a friend of mine, I guess not really a friend now, but they turned me on to American Horror Story. And we watched several series. And one of the things that comes out, and a lot of the characters are characters who maybe have a righteousness. They have a righteousness of society, and so they have either gone crazy or taken upon themselves to kill others. Same thing with Dexter. I mean, Dexter kills people who he thinks is are the bad guys. So he satisfies his urge to be a killer by only harming people that he thinks needs to be taken out of society. And so it is Lauren putting herself into that sort of thought and category and exhibiting that kind of behavior.
And if they do, we will. I don't know what hell is. You know what? I take that back. I don't know what hell is. I went back to sleep.
She just burped, right?
And I made a turkey sandwich.
Which means, like, is she drinking some of the blue owl beer? It's like, is she drunk, or is she pretending to be drunk? But that was a burp. Like, she didn't even, like, there's no self-consciousness of that. There's no awareness of herself that she burped in front of the camera. That, it's just like, oh yeah, I burped. I'm just going to go on about what I said.
We don't give a fuck about you. Do it again. 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 I don't give a fuck. I'm out of turkey, but maybe I'll make maybe like a radish and Swiss sandwich. Do it again. Maybe I'll make like a different kind of sandwich. Maybe like a tuna fish, because I'm out of turkey now. So maybe I'll make like a tuna fish sandwich. I don't give a fuck.
So she made a sandwich. They knocked on her door. She made a sandwich, and she's eating a sandwich at 3:00 in the morning from waking up, and then she was still wearing eyeliner on her eyes. Like, she didn't take her makeup off.
No one gives a fuck about you. Do it. Do it again. Do it again. And you know what? Next time, break down the fucking door. Break it down. That'd be the last thing that you ever fucking did. That'd be the last time. That'd be the last thing that you ever did. Do it. And if you don't break down that door, serpent, if you don't break down that door, serpent, then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a tuna fish sandwich. Because I'm out of turkey, I'm going to make a tuna fish sandwich. So break down the door, and that will be the last thing you ever did. Or if you don't break down the door, then I think I'm going to make a tuna fish sandwich because I'm out of turkey.
I got a nice turkey sandwich right here.
So
turkey sandwich.
Was she drunk when she went to, like, what is this, like, her making the sandwich? Like, why does she freaking have makeup on still? Why does she have makeup? Did she put her makeup on before she made her turkey sandwich? Like, is it like the reason why I bring up the makeup? It's like, yeah, that could have happened, or this is a little more contrived.
That's all I care about.
Like, I'm not wearing I'm not showing my camera right now because I don't want to put my makeup on. Like, I'm feeling lazy. Like, I'm like, oh, I want to do a video, but I don't want to spend a whole lot of time prepping for it. I just want to, like, bang it out really quick and then go on with New Year's, right?
Okay. See ya.
Okay. 10-4. Good talk.
Okay, so that's the video, and I'm gonna respond to some of your guys' stuff. See, Jeff says it's disturbing. Oh, there's another one coming up. What else is happening? Oh, this is something else. 5 potato sides that, for a meal. All right, we'll skip on the potato sides, but that does look kind of good, doesn't it? I bet she's a cosplayer. Yeah. Jeff says, this is disturbing. Charles, and by complete coincidence, a new Batman film is coming out. Oh, wow. Does she know that Harlequin was actually crazy, not just being called crazy? Right. Exactly. I agree. Heath Pritchard. Charles. His film crew said the whole method acting claims with the Joker was publicity goof, and he actually had fun with it. Okay. All right. I'll go with that. Terry, please make it stop. I bet the Harlequin accent. I like the Harlequin accent, though. I confess. All right, you guys. I just wanted to, share this, really quick. It's not going to be, a super long video. I guess this is almost like I've been live for 56 minutes, so it's a little bit longer than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be shorter, but always appreciate seeing you guys and interacting with you. Oh, look. I got like somebody who wants to do something. We're gonna block this person. It's always great to connect with you guys, especially on New Year's. Cellar Door, Charles, Jeff, Jay Cool, and Chirashi, and see who else is here today. Who's in the chat? Veronica Barrera. I think that's everybody that's been in the chat today. So I so enjoy you. I love your channel, Charles. If I go to England, I want to meet you. I find, okay, here's Charles again. I find Harley's voice really attractive. No ideas why. Nice, Terry and Jeff. All right. So far, you guys have been the best part of my 2022. And I'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. PST. I'm going to do a roundtable. I've asked a few people personally. I think Steve Cambion is going to be on the show, and also Holly Baglio has confirmed. And I have Electro Pig von Fackengruben. But it is open, so if you do want to join me, let me know. You can also send me a message at Terry Joyce at Twitter, or I'm on Facebook, or you can make a comment, or somehow we can connect. Or even as I'm broadcasting, I will share the invite link to have everybody join the discussion. Let's see. Still glad to see Cambion featured her on his show. Says a lot about his show. Well, I think Cambion at the time when he put Lauren on, I don't think he really knew everything about her. And before the show happened, Steve Cambion private messaged me and asked me, what do you know about her? And, I brought it up to him, she thinks she's having babies by, alien hybrid babies, and the babies just disappear. And, his response was like, this is gold. And I'm like, I know. I mean, if you're doing a show and if you're talking about something and there is a person who is like that, don't tell me that that's not interesting to like talk about or contemplate or listen to. So he went into that interview. I believe he went into the interview really knowing what he was going to go on, but he was going to go ahead and listen to her and give her a platform anyways, so. Okay. So anyway, good night, you guys. Or good afternoon, good night. I think it's pretty much evening for everybody now, or the wee hours in the morning, or maybe it's even the next day. Who knows? All right, so take care, and I will. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m.